Design Group Americas, the parent company of the Big Four sewing patterns plus many other brands, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Welcome to Sewing Report Live. I'm Jen, and in a previous video we did sort of a basic rundown on what is going on with Design Group Americas, and I wanted to go more into detail in this video, so that is what we'll be doing. A quick disclaimer, I am not an attorney, and these videos are also unscripted, and this one's going to have pretty minimal editing. But I want to explain a little bit more about what's going on with DG Americas, what businesses they're in, and what their plans are. All right, so quick overview. This was the press release that DG Americas put out. They voluntarily filed for Chapter 11 protection, initiates sale process aimed at maximizing value through going concern transactions. I also did listen to the first court hearing out of a Texas bankruptcy court, so a little bit different here. All right, so that's sort of the basic overview. Also, I will put some links down in the description box below if you want to check them out. And this was an article I thought was kind of interesting, kind of highlighting the overall struggle of retail right now. So it says major retail chain supplier files for bankruptcy liquidation. This is from thestreet.com. And it says the retail sector has faced major bankruptcy filings over the last year, led by huge retailers including Rite Aid, JOANN, Party City, and Forever 21. Retailers blamed economic challenges they have faced since the COVID-19 pandemic for their financial distress, including rising costs of labor and products driven by inflation and increased interest rates on debt obligations, as well as retail theft. All right, so they go over Rite Aid, Party City. What will we do without Party City? Forever 21. But I still have some clothing from Forever 21 that I got forever ago. So they're closing down 350 of their stores. So it says all of these retailers had a major impact on their suppliers when they closed their doors, as the suppliers often could not easily replace the income generated from those huge customers. And that is true. Certain retail suppliers were devastated by their customers' bankruptcies and store closings, which resulted in these suppliers filing for bankruptcy as well. So that brings us to IG Design Group Americas. So it says major crafts and hobby product supplier IG Design Group Americas Inc. filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, seeking going concern sales of its business divisions and a wind down of its operations after its largest customer, JOANN, filed for bankruptcy liquidation and closed 815 stores. It might have been more than that. I don't know. The Berwick, PA-based debtor and 21 affiliates. So I guess IG Design Group is, according to their website, based out of Atlanta. But they used their Lion Ribbon brand to file for Chapter 11, and then all of the other affiliates are under that name. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Filed their petition on July 3rd, listing $100 million to $500 million in assets, over $25 million in secured debt, and over $105 million in unsecured debt. According to a declaration from Chief Strategy Officer Brett M. Anderson of Huron Consulting Services. IG Design Group's largest unsecured creditors include Hatfield and Associates, owed $1.8 million in trade debt. Hong Kong Risheng Yuan Limited owed $1.5 million. Star Moon Toys owed $767,000. The debtor is seeking $53 million in debtor in possession financing from prepetition lenders to finance its bankruptcy case, consisting of $38 million in new money and $15 million roll-up of prepetition debt. The debtor faced a 16% revenue decline in 2024 to $500.3 million compared to $593 million in 2023. The debtor's top consumer, JOANN, had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for the first time on March 18th, 2024, seeking to reorganize its business, reduce debt, and seek new financing. So when I had listened to the hearing, they're getting out of the woven ribbon business altogether. So the tricky thing about this company is that IG Design Group Americas, it's kind of hard to know all of the debt owed to the creditors, which which brands that those were for, because they have, I believe, over 50 different, they have over like 50 different brands. So they have a lot of different niches under the umbrella, from crafts to hobby to toys to stationery, gift wrap, lots of seasonal products. So the representative for IG Design Group said they were definitely going to be liquidating the ribbon business, which we'll get into that, because they are going to be closing some manufacturing facilities, but they're going to conduct going concern sales of the other business units. So it appears that they are trying to continue to operate the other businesses, and they want to sell those to other entities. So who knows? Maybe it'll be more private equity. I don't know. They said they don't have any stalking horse bids yet, so they don't have anybody interested in buying these other business units, but they're cautiously optimistic. They said over the past 2 years, this is again coming from the court hearing, they've exited 12 states. They did try to do better sourcing, logistics, warehousing, nearshoring to Mexico, and a reduction in workforce. They said their biggest customer, JOANN, losing them was devastating. Another big customer they have is Walmart. So Walmart's still in business. So Walmart is another one of their biggest customers, because there's so many Walmart stores. They can sell online. They can do all kinds of stuff. They also said they do have a high reliance. I don't think this, now keep in mind, I don't believe a lot of this applies to the Simplicity Creative Group or the Big Four sewing pattern companies. And I'll get to that, because the sewing patterns are actually manufactured in the United States. So they do have a high reliance on international trade and Chinese manufacturing. I think this is in regard to other business units, not the sewing patterns. They're trying to get a plan confirmed around December 30th. So this is going to be going on for a while as well. And they did say a lot of their business is seasonal. So that's what they said during the court hearing. All right, so here is their announcement on the Design Group America's website. All right, so it says, they've announced that it and its domestic subsidiaries have voluntarily filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. All right, so here's some information on their vendors and suppliers. So yeah, they want to sell these businesses. So as far as the Big Four sewing pattern companies, they want to find a buyer that wants to operate this business. All right, it says, please, can I continue to place orders? Please reach out to DGA. And here is the management team. So the CEO is Sue Bukta. I did find a video of her, and she did pronounce it that way. So she is an experienced leader in the consumer products industry with proven track record of driving growth and innovation. She was previously the CEO of Wilton Brands. That's like the cake decorating stuff. And she led Simplicity Creative Group before its acquisition by CSS Industries in 2017. She also worked at American Greetings, Indie Made Brands, and she's a member of Design Group's operating board. There's also Jack White, the Chief Operating Officer. He came from DuPont, and he has a degree in electrical engineering. And then there's Denise Andahazi. She is the Chief Human Resource Officer. And where else did she work? All right, she's from CSS Industries. That's the company that acquired Simplicity Creative Group before they were acquired by IG Design Group Americas. So this is the leadership team at Design Group Americas currently. And they actually do quite a bit of manufacturing in the United States. So here is their manufacturing and distribution page. Design Group is proud to manufacture and distribute many of our products right here in the USA. The group is committed to providing a safe and secure workplace. So here's all their facilities. So I thought this was interesting. They have a gift wrap manufacturing and distribution facility in Byhalia, Mississippi. I think this is Mississippi, okay. So they've got a fabric ribbon manufacturing facility in Leesville, South Carolina, narrow woven ribbon manufacturing and distribution facility in Hagerstown, Maryland for Offray. Braid and trim manufacturing, so they do have manufacturing in India, Juarez, Mexico for craft and floral manufacturing. By the way, I lived in El Paso for 3 years. Juarez is literally right next to El Paso, so it's like right on the border. So it would be very easy to transport goods from Juarez into the United States because it's like 3 minutes away. All right, this is the sewing pattern manufacturing and distribution facility in Neenah, Wisconsin. So this is where they print, manufacture, and distribute sewing patterns, sewing pattern envelopes, catalogs, and instruction sheets for all of our sewing pattern brands, including McCall's, Simplicity, Butterick, and Vogue patterns. All right, they've got distribution in Shorewood, Illinois, poly, ribbon, and bow manufacturing in Berwick, Pennsylvania, and another distribution center in New Braunfels, Texas. And I did find a few articles that are saying that Design Group is going to be closing at least 2 of these facilities right now. So if they are getting out of the ribbon business altogether, I imagine they would be closing this facility in Leesville, South Carolina, the one in Hagerstown, Maryland, and Berwick, Pennsylvania. And so far, there has been confirmation of 2 of them. So here's an article. Design Group closing Hagerstown Ribbon Plant, formerly known as Maryland Ribbon. So they have announced through the Department Maryland. So whenever you're a company and you're doing like layoffs, you do have to notify the state that it will be closing the Hagerstown Ribbon Manufacturing Plant on August 26th. And yeah, this is for, the operation has gone by the name Lion Ribbon. All right. And okay, so here is the plant here. The local manufacturer employed 630 people in 2001. There have been multiple layoffs. Okay. Part due to cheaper cost in Mexico. Okay. So there's going to be quite a few people losing their job right here. Another one they're closing is the Berwick Offray Ribbon and Bow Manufacturer in Columbia County, Pennsylvania. So 380 employees will be out of a job because they are closing this facility in Berwick, Pennsylvania, also in late August. Let me see if I can find, and yeah, this Berwick Offray facility has been part of the community for decades. That is really sad. And by the way, I would say most of us do buy ribbons and bows. It's a fairly popular product for gift wrapping, for crafts, so a lot of us do end up buying this stuff. Let me see if I can find anything on the Leesville ribbon facility. Let's see if we can find something out about that. This does look like that is closing as well. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely happening as well. Let's check this out. Okay, yeah, so all of 3 of these facilities are confirmed by these media outlets that they will be closing in probably, I think, August for this one too. All right, so more than 100 workers facing layoffs in Lexington County. IG Design Group Americas and Lion Ribbon Company to shutter business in Batesburg, Leesville. All right, Ribbon Maker and Party and Crafts Good Company announced closing its doors. All right, this is in South Carolina. The closure will affect 112 workers. The company sent a letter to the state saying that, August 26th. So it looks like IG Design Group Americas is going to be closing all of these, all 3 of the ribbon and bow manufacturing facilities in the United States in August. So they got about a month and a half. So yeah, so now Leesville, South Carolina closed. Hagerstown, Maryland closed. They have not said anything about the gift wrap manufacturing and distribution center or the sewing pattern manufacturer, but they did state pretty plainly that they are looking to get out of the ribbon business altogether. So yeah, Leesville, South Carolina is gone. Hagerstown, Maryland is gone, and Berwick, Pennsylvania are also gone. So all of those facilities are gone. So again, I just want to reiterate, even though the parent company of the Big Four Sewing Patterns has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy at this time, they are getting out of the ribbon business, but they are keeping the other businesses operational. and they do intend to find buyers for those other business units. They've got a lot of stuff, guys. A lot of brands. Let's take a look at all the brands here, just as a refresher. So look at all this stuff. So sad that I don't know what's gonna happen with the rights, the trim stuff. Not sure about that. But look at all of the craft brands they have. Tons of stuff. So again, they have also I know some of you in the comments said that Boy makes crochet stuff. Perler, those are like the perler beads, I think. They've got lots of toys and creative play stuff. And here's all of the seasonal gift wrap specialty stuff. So it does look like Berwick, Offray, Lion Ribbon, all of that stuff is gone, but they're still trying to keep the other stuff going. So at this time, again, they have not said anything about the sewing patterns, so we don't really know what's going to happen with that. And it looks like they are trying to find buyers for all of these brands other than the ribbon stuff. Apparently that's, I guess, must not be profitable enough for them. So I'll be keeping you posted on what's going on with this bankruptcy case. I know we've got so much going on. We've got the JOANN bankruptcy that still is ongoing, Design Group America's bankruptcy, and we also have this separate lawsuit filed by the former JOANN vendors who are suing the former JOANN executive. So a lot going on. I'm going to try to keep you posted here whenever I can. If you are new here, I just ask, if you do leave a comment, make sure to read the community guidelines. We do have some rules around here. Let me know what you think. If you got any predictions for what's going to go on with this Design Group America's bankruptcy, but I just want to reiterate, they have a lot of different brands. We don't know which ones are profitable, which ones aren't. And not like, we know that the ribbons are going to be gone. So that is a bummer, because a lot of these ribbons are very, like the Offray ribbon it's very nice stuff. So I'm pretty kind of bummed about that. So a lot going on definitely an industry shakeup, and they are citing the closure of JOANN's as a major reason for this bankruptcy. So it does seem like there is a bit of a domino effect. But they were even saying they've been having problems for a while, even before JOANN, like even in 2024, they were having problems. So I think JOANN's is a factor. I don't think that's the only factor from what I can tell. So we'll see what's gonna happen. There's, believe it or not, JOANN's and DG America's have bankruptcy court hearings on the same day. So I'm going to try to pay attention to those. But subscribe to Sewing Report Live if you want. I do news and commentary on the sewing and crafts industries and what's going on in our little circle. So I will catch you again next time, and see you later.